Boy alive.
What's up, man?
Well, Eli waited, and then he bolted.
Ah,
It's up
no
in the
way.
land of Joe.
What's up?
What's up in the land of Joe?
Same old shit. Got blowout on my tire, and I can't change it because I have no tools.
You can't change it because you don't have any tools?
Yeah, I got a socket set from Charlie, but it's missing the adapter that I need for the fucking socket that I need. So, yay!
No, that's a suck.
I mean, I could probably find one at Home Depot or something for $5, but I ain't even got $5, man. Shit.
That's a suck too.
Yes, it's a big suck.
As usual, the colors are golden open. For this painting,
Homage.
they've pretty much been the same thing. I'm using ultramarine blue. Actually, for the sky, I used cobalt blue and a little bit of uh, quinacridone magenta, which is
Oh,
I use to make my paints too.
right.
But it mixes with the blue and makes a fine, fine purple, as you can see.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm going to darken that a bit. I need to adjust the values as I go.
Right on.
Right now, I'm still trying to get canvas covered. Well, mostly it's actually covered. It's starting to tone now. And obviously, we got a lot done on her. But I think
Right on.
this blue is too bright. So we're going to dull it with some quinacridone magenta because that is kind of a common color throughout this scheme so far.
Right on.
And I need to either bring the castle down further, which I kind of think it's pretty good where it is,
Yeah.
but
agree.
if not, then you gotta come over here and tell him. If not, then I'm gonna bring that orange up. You hear him?
What's up, Eli? Huh?
Could you hear what he said?
No, I didn't hear.
First he said Eli here, and then now he's saying no school tomorrow.
Yay!
No school tomorrow because he's on summer vacation for a little while. Till
Very
September
cool.
6th.
All right. Cool. So he gets to chill for a little over a month, huh?
He doesn't have to do summer school. He wants to do summer school.
Oh, all right. That's
So
cool.
I think it's more of a he has to chill instead of he gets to.
Right.
New bike.
What just
New
happened,
bike.
y'all?
What do you mean
All
new
right.
bike? What the hell are you talking about?
Her bike, my bike. No.
New bike, her bike. He's talking about his mom's bike.
Right.
We go fast all day. We go fast over.
He's telling you he goes wicked fast all day
Oh, yeah.
until supper.
What you have? Curry patty?
I don't know what you have.
You have curry patty.
What did you have?
Bunny cheese.
Macaroni and cheese.
What you have?
And what else?
Show it.
Chicken nuggets.
Very cool, man.
Yes, Monday.
Yeah, we're not talking about that on screen, though. If Uncle Joe would have showed up a little bit earlier, we could have talked about that off screen, but not on screen.
Right. Oh man, I've been getting my exercise. That's for damn sure, man.
Woke up today and he had already been out and mowed the lawn.
All right.
Yeah,
Mm.
like so. He mows the lawn in strips, but they just don't go together.
All right.
He is very much trying to be helpful,
Oh,
but he has his times when he's just not.
you're right. True. Shit.
I
You got
tell
to
you how much Amanda
close.
loves to wake up to the lawn
Oh, I bet.
looking like Jason Voorhees' hair.
Yeah. Y'all got a Goku yard. Check that out. Yeah.
Hmm?
I say Goku. You talking about hair? Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, hey, Joe made it.
Hey, I made it.
The other Joe.
Oh, how come I
You know, in the
didn't?
chat.
Yeah, he didn't pop up. What's going on?
I don't see him on his number, so he might be on his phone.
Ah, there we are. Comments. Yay, he made it. What's happening, man? Hope all is well. Yeah, yeah. Broke out the coffee
He
tonight.
went to that Comic Con. I couldn't get to it. So,
He's on this computer tonight.
well, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why it's not showing that he's watching them. But I guess it doesn't matter. It's just
All
not me.
right. He said Terrificon was great.
Yeah, we
Brother
didn't have any money to go. We looked,
is
and
the man.
by the time we were gonna go, we just didn't have the money to.
I'm just happy to hear about it.
Obligations and all.
Right on. Very cool, man. I'm glad you had a good time. Shit.
Yeah,
I would love to go to that shit,
I
man.
would assume that David's the man. He's a really cool guy. He appears that way on the show.
What'd you get me, man? Did you get me anything? I guess Sundays kids are free for future reference.
What's that?
He said, I guess Sundays kids are free for future reference.
Oh, Sundays kids are free. Yeah, because Sunday everybody's closing down, right?
Mm.
It's kind of,
Well, they closed down earlier. I mean,
well, they close down and pack up because a lot of people are going to be leaving.
right on.
Now, that's, I'm not, I don't know. Don't take that wrong if there's a wrong way to take it. I'm just saying
Right
that
on.
it's like the fair on Sundays, or you go to a carnival or something on Sundays, and Sundays they're about ready to close down.
Yeah, you
They're
cram
open for like a half a day or whatever, but
right. You cram a full day into like 3 hours.
you bring some money on. If you bring some money on the last day they're there, you can almost always get stuff cheaper.
Right on. Usually by then they met their quotas. Everything else is going in their pockets.
Yeah, they're looking to make last minute money. Yeah.
I always wanted to work at Carnegie, man. Or a fair or a con or something like that.
Well, I did it on the other end on tattoo festivals. John
Right.
and Jen did it on. They did the carnivals and stuff for a while.
I almost joined the circus. You remember that?
I think I remember a brief talk about that, but I think that was like, isn't that the same time that Steve went off to job, whatever?
No, no, I was with you and Tony in Michigan when Steve went to Job Corps.
When Steve went to Job Corps?
Yeah,
Oh.
because I was supposed to go in with him, and you guys showed up, and I was like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, pretty much. And he got all pissed off because you didn't show up.
Oh yeah, he still brings it up to this day, man. It's pretty comical. I like it. And that's funny because he's old and fat. Sit up wearing a pair of shorts, look like an egg on stilts. Mm, mm. And they always get this.
Wow, I have a hard time imagining that, but
It's funny, dude. And he's always got this grumpy ass look on his face.
well,
Even
yeah,
when
'cause
he's
he's
not,
like an
he's
egg
just
on
like
stilts.
it's like his mouth curls automatically and shit. And he's just like, I can't be like that, man. Fuck that shit. Grumpy old bastard. He's like, man, you call me old, but you're only a year younger than me. I'm like, yeah, but my
It's funny
soul
how
is,
it's only a year now, right?
yeah, my soul is an entirely different being. I have a young soul. He has an old, withered, fucking, dusty, necrotic fucking skull or soul. She kept her eyes
Well,
looking forward and didn't stop or say anything. Like, oh, okay.
what's that?
Oh wait, I was I was walking out on Saturday, and I realized I was walking directly next to Rebecca Romaine. I tried saying
Oh, yeah.
hi, and I loved her mystique, and she kept her eyes looking forward and didn't stop or anything. John Wesley Ship is a crazy nice dude, very cool. Dennis Kelly
Okay.
says, "Hey, Rich," and I'm just gonna say, "Schmo." What's up? He said, stopping in to say what's up. It's looking amazing, Rich. Working now, but got you on TGE big screen today.
I think TGE was the, but he hit the G instead of the A.
Oh, I thought that was like some kind of big screen.
And I think that was a typo.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's Schmo, son of Schmoden.
Yeah, he also follows Yev, and Yev's going to be on my show Saturday. We're going to do a Jim Lee tribute show.
Cool.
We both picked covers that we're going to do. We're not going to try to copy Jim Lee, but we're going to pretend that they were basically a layout that we had designed. So we're just going to go from that layout
Right on.
and do it our way. But it is a tribute to Jim. So
Right on. Joe's looking forward to it.
I
Dennis
guess
is looking forward to it.
One of the guys in the Discord channels said he's got some hookup on Twitch that he can make it so that, or they're gonna replay it or something so that Jim Lee will have a chance to see it.
Groovy.
So no pressure there.
Oh,
I don't really care. I picked a cover that that's not his best work. And I picked a cover because that's not his best work because then I won't be competing with him to do it. And it's probably obscure. I mean, I know it's been re-released. originally was released in '92. I know it's been re-released, but when you see that cover, you're gonna be like, Jim Lee did that?
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, I mean that is a fact. No disrespect, because Jim Lee is friggin' awesome, but
No kid, man. I know
and that's
that one.
and that's the thing about picking the cover to do an homage for is that I didn't want to pick something that everybody's gonna see and go, oh, he's copying Jim Lee,
Right,
or
right,
he's like he didn't pull that off very well, or something like that. So
right, right.
when
But see, what people gotta figure when it comes to stuff like that, that's your rendition. You know, it's not an
oh
exact.
right, I'm sure these guys know,
Right,
but
right, right.
I picked something that I wouldn't feel all that way about.
Right. Okay.
Like
I dig
I
it.
know that I'm picking something that when I do it would be something I would have drawn anyway.
Yeah. All right.
And I wasn't picking anything new. I guess there's a couple people that are doing this. It's kind of like a challenge. You're picking a Jim Lee cover and doing an homage to
Oh
him
shit.
or homage, whichever way you want to pronounce it.
Hey, Dennis says, "Hey, Rich, I'll be coloring Yves Spider Gwen. He did
Yeah,
last Saturday after I finished with this book. I don't
yeah,
have my
yeah.
streaming chops yet, but I'll be on my IG. It'll be awesome to see what y'all think." Sorry, I trailed off a little there.
No, it's okay. It's Yevgeny. His name's Yevgeny.
Oh, all right.
He's Russian. I'm pretty sure he's naturalized now.
Okay.
But he was born in Russia.
Not to be confused with neutralized.
Right.
For
I'm pretty sure he's an art teacher. He's like an art substitute teacher or something like that.
oh, that's cool.
I don't know what he got his master's for, but he went back and got his master's. It gets I'm sure it's rewarding, but it's probably um, tough to find work in that field.
Right. Nah, I don't know, man. Most schools have an art class. You know what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what? You know what they cut first?
Well, yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's an elective.
Well, yes, it's an elective, but they cut it first because it's art, and that's less valuable to uh, that
Right
academic
on.
curriculum.
Right. Yet these people admire art. So
Some of them do.
everybody admires art of some form.
It's like music. You think everybody likes music, but some people just don't. They don't have any. It's not like they necessarily hate music or something, but they just.
Yeah.
Some people just don't.
My black half just jumped back and said, "Say what,
Yeah, well, it's true.
man? God shit is that, man?"
I'm not one of them, although I've heard so much
Yeah.
music in so many different genres that pretty much nothing is new.
Right on.
And that gets hard because nothing is new. But
Let's see.
that doesn't mean I don't like music. It just means I'm I'm not walking around with the headphones set on all the time or something, which I
Right on.
used to.
Hey, Dennis says, I got lucky. I went to an alternative school, so we were the only school in my district with an art class. That's very groovy.
Well, Joe Jusko went to the High School of Art. Like, like where I went to high school, there was no High School of Art. We didn't even, like, when I went in school in high school,
You was in the box.
We had 2 art teachers. No, that was 3rd grade.
Oh yeah,
I
third
grew,
grade. I'm sorry.
I grew significantly since then, but
Yeah.
when I was in high school, you couldn't even learn the airbrush unless you already had an airbrush and
Right.
kind of had the supplies and whatever. Like
Right.
they didn't tell you this is what you need to use an airbrush, and they're just like, nope, we're not teaching anything with airbrush unless you got your airbrush.
Right.
That's like, oh no, and they say the same thing with guitar. No, we're not going to teach you guitar unless you have a guitar and a book of tabs and music. Like, what the hell do I need you for?
Right.
Because if I got a book of tabs, I can learn the tabs on my own. I'm not stupid.
Right. It's just numbers. I mean, shit.
Well, a lot of those are you're just looking at the strings upside down because
Yeah.
that's how you bend over the guitar and you're looking at them upside down.
Right.
So it's not a.
Yeah, I played.
I didn't
tab
need anybody to tell me
with
that,
my
or
bass.
I don't need an entire music department to tell me that. So what?
Right, just so they can fucking earn a pay, just so they can earn a paycheck, right?
Yeah, I think I had this
Dennis
conversation
likes the
with Brett.
background, man.
What's that?
I said Dennis likes the background, man. He says the background's sweet.
I'm getting there. The background's not done. Actually, I'm gonna cover it all, but I'm all this stuff is semi-transparent, so it's going in layers.
Translation. Thank you, Dennis. Ah.
No, that's a transliteration.
Wow. My bad.
But yeah, thanks, Dennis.
Baby steps, Rich. Baby steps.
Well, it's not done, so I never feel like I take a compliment on something that's not done. I feel like I need to explain that I can still fuck it up.
Oh, I'm sure he already knows that, but he's also, if he knows you, if you do fuck it up, you can fix it. So there you go.
I'm sure he's watched long enough to know that I'm not gonna fuck it up.
He said, still looks great, LOL. Just means it'll get better, LOL. Lol.
When I used to teach tattoo artists,
Uh-huh.
I used to teach them that tattoo artists don't fuck up.
Right on.
They just find better ways.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like,
But this isn't permanent.
Different
If I don't
direction.
like something on here, I just paint over it.
Right.
Ain't like that with tattoos. You fucked something
Yeah,
up on
yeah.
tattoos, you fucked it up. So you
So,
make sure
black
that you
is
gotta
black.
find a better way.
Right.
You gotta make sure that you find something that works and something that's acceptable and something that the person that's gonna wear it forever appreciates.
I am dying for a new tattoo, man. Dennis says, my work is never done, LOL. I'm always finding something to fix. That's why when I'm done, I have to walk away.
Oh yeah. That's why I've been doing these paintings the way I have. I did very, very little off screen. Everything that I did pretty much you saw on screen. I think I
Sure.
did a little bit of tweaking off stream, but it's all something that you've already seen.
Yeah.
Like this pattern for this building is not the one that I drew on stream, but I did draw one on stream.
Yeah. Preach, brother. Nothing.
You know what? You remember DC Cab?
Yeah. Yep.
I just realized the other day that Max, the guy who owned the cab company,
Uh-huh.
is Sergeant Wojciechowicz on Barney Miller.
No shit. Huh. Stop. I dropped my roller.
I was like, wow, really?
Oh, yeah.
One of the Barbarian brothers is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we all know what Gary Busey's like nowadays.
Wow. Yep. But that's for another show. We can go on and on.
So they're just gonna stick you with weekends, like your Saturdays or your Saturdays and forever.
As far as I see, yeah, schedule's not changing except they're cutting hours.
Cutting
Fuck.
hours.
Yeah. I'm about to start the second job anyway. Working with Carlisle Electric. I'll be making some money. Who's Daddy?
What?
Daddy. Saying, sup, G?
I have no idea.
Then it says DC Cab was great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's an old movie. It's one of those that some people that are younger wouldn't see, haven't
Never
seen.
even heard of. They're like, what? What's a B movie?
Oh, I'm sure they know what a B movie is.
Well, yeah.
I see these all the time. They're like, name a cartoon that this generation wouldn't know. And I'm like, almost all the cartoons that I used to watch, this generation wouldn't know. They don't have cartoons anymore.
You say
They're
McGill and
garbage.
Gorilla, they'd be like, what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Right? Go Go Gophers,
What? Huh?
Klondike Cat.
That's racist. Them go gophers, that's racist. Those are indigenous people. No, they're fucking drawing the
They're
gopher.
gophers anyway. They would be indigenous gophers.
Hoopy doopy. You a genius. Yeah, yeah. When times were simpler, way back when. Psh, fuck that shit. It's when you drank from a garden hose and got your ass kicked because your parents were still allowed to be parents. And, you did chores or you got your ass whooped. Yeah. Chirp, 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 chirp. Cue the crickets now.
Well, you were talking.
Uh-huh. Then it says, yeah, I get called a boomer when mentioning old movies. Haha. It's like I'm Gen X, sucker. LOL.
Yeah,
We all Gen X, brother.
how do you feel about Twitter being X now? Do you have an issue with it?
It's
Do you
a
give a shit?
logo.
What's that?
It's just a logo.
Well,
People need to stop.
I some people are losing their shit. Stephen King losing his shit. The first thing he did was type Twitter like 70 times until he ran out of letter space. Like,
Well, where'd you know being Jack a dull boy?
That's all I was thinking.
Right?
You're a fucking dull boy, aren't you?
Right? What the fuck?
Like, get back to writing books.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even end them well, so.
Here's a twist. Go back to making good books.
Yeah, I think that bird's flown.
Oh.
The only way he makes really good stories is if you put him in a prison environment.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
man.
it's funny. Like I've seen people losing their shit. One chick was all like, "X is a closed window. X is like X is no. X is all
X
this
marks the
negative shit."
spot.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm like X marks the spot. Generation X, X
We're
Men
the
is the
excellent
future.
generation, if I do say so myself.
X Men is the future.
Right?
You
X
know, it's like,
Factor, X
and yeah,
Force, fucking
X is not a closed window. It's a closed browser, maybe. But
uh, but yours is a closed mind.
well, and the sad thing is this person was following a whole bunch of people that would normally call her an idiot for this kind of shit. It's like, I don't know, like really, that's your worst thing in your day is that the guy who paid $4 billion for Twitter changed the name to X because he's making it part of an all-purpose. Uh,
Social media.
no, it's the X app. It's the all-purpose app. It's going to be
Oh,
more than just twitting and tweeting and
so it's all gonna be integrated with some
yep.
fucking shit.
It's all kinds of stuff that's going to be involved.
You can control your Tesla with X.
But yeah, like so what? What the fuck does it matter if he calls it whatever he calls it? It doesn't matter. What the hell does it matter?
Right.
Why is
It's a
it a big deal?
logo. You got money in that logo? No? All right. Did
Right.
the app change? Did it change? Can you still tweet? But you can't call it a tweet now?
Yeah. I don't know what they're calling it now, but I don't know if you know this. If you if you right click on the picture and open it in a separate window
Yeah.
or a separate tab, it's a Twitter tab. It's got the little bird.
It's the same thing. I know.
It's
It's
just
it's a
stupid.
logo. People, you know what? That just proves that people have too much time on their motherfucking hands.
Absolutely.
You know, they can sit around and bitch about shit they have nothing to do with. They
I
have
saw
no say in
I,
that company.
I
You
saw
know,
a guy that somebody was like, if you could go back in time and change uh, something about movies, what would you change? And he's all like, I would uh, kill Joss Whedon and Kevin Smith or something like that.
right?
So Kevin Smith
Yeah,
answered
I
him,
think-
and he's all like, well, by that time, like it was like specifically 90 something. He's like,
right.
by that time, I'd already made this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, why don't you get a wife? And I'm like, wait a minute. You're making all kinds of movies and you're answering one guy on Twitter who needs to get a wife?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Xing, Zing. Okay.
Yeah, man.
X-Wing.
Yeah. You just got X, motherfucker. Mm.
And I was like, yeah, X is closing. It's X means no bullshit. X
Mm.
means no more bullshit.
Find the properties of X.
Right. X is the
Dad,
unknown.
it's the unknown, man.
Yep, the unknown.
He's making room for you to expand your mind and shit, man. You're gonna be all integrated and stuff, man, and you're gonna
You know,
discover
like I'm not.
new and different powers you can do through your computer.
I don't think it makes somebody super special because of whatever, but
I'm joking.
it's his own fucking company. Like, leave him the fuck alone.
Right?
It's
He
his
can do
own
what he
shit.
wants. If he want to call it dog shit, he can do it.
Right.
If he wants the fucking logo to be a turd and the dog walking away, fucking let him do it.
It
It
doesn't
ain't
change
hurting
the
nobody.
function. That's like Tor books. They're super woke books now, and they refuse to do the blue check mark, which all the bitching Stephen King does. He paid for his blue check mark.
Right.
Um, they refused to do the blue check mark, and what they did was, after their name, they wrote blue check mark in parentheses. Like, you're an idiot. Do you know what the blue check mark does? First of all, you're a company. It's
Yeah.
$8. You can write that $8 off. But what you did by refusing to do the blue check is, if you have 10,000 followers,
Yeah.
9,570 of them are not going to see your fucking thing because you've got a limited amount of reach without the
Right.
blue check mark.
Right.
So all these people that are refusing to do the blue check mark for $8 a month, and it's just stupid because these are people that can afford it. You know, it'd be different if it's like just you or me or whatever, and we had to pay $8 to be on there when we only know that maybe 10 people are going to see our tweets anyway.
Right.
Basically, we're getting on so that we can say stuff without getting banned and shut down and have stupid rules imposed.
Rules. Take
Well,
your.
you know, here's the thing. Like, Facebook has kicked me off Facebook, punished me, put me in Facebook jail probably 20 times since I've been on there. And their punishment is like, you can't post, and then it goes, you can't advertise. Well, shit, I can't spend money on you? I can't give you my money?
I feel punished right now.
Right. What
I
are you
mean-
punishing again?
A little bit richer, but punished nevertheless. Said no one.
Yeah, well, they make it so I can read my posts, but I can't comment on my posts. Okay.
I'm on a
As long
permanent.
as I can read my posts, I don't care because, you know, most of what I post actually is, I'm doing the stream tonight.
Right.
And they actually dimmed my reach anyway. So why would I put money into them for anything?
Excuse me.
It just seems like
Sorry about that.
they're killing themselves. The only people that are interested in staying there are people who feel protected by that environment. But after a while, they got no one else to attack. They're going to attack each other.
Exactly.
They do it all the time.
Yep.
That looks a little bit better, huh?
Mm-hmm. I truly don't miss the whole Facebook thing.
Well, I go on Facebook to, there's a couple of writerly things I do, and I've got a lot of people that were my tattoo clientele.
Yeah.
So that's mostly why I go on there. I've got some family, you know the family.
Right on.
So I go on there for that. That's pretty much it.
Joe said they move on to the next platform and destroy it. Which is true.
What? Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they try to, but before they can do that, they have to have an in. Now, you see what I did? That I've got to change. Does anybody notice what I've got to change that I just did? All these comic guys should be picking it up.
Does it have to do with her armor?
No.
Well, never mind then.
It's called the tangent. This line runs down right next to her glove.
Word.
So that line right there, if I darken it, which I intend to because it's got to have some blacks in it,
Yeah.
it'll look like that line cuts right across. And we want to break that up.
All right. Yeah, yeah. I'm picking up what you are putting down.
Most people that are either trying to draw for comics or have talked to people that draw for comics and such uh, have heard tangent before and know to look out
Go
for
ahead,
it.
Dennis. Go ahead. Dennis said sorry was coloring.
Well, he said, oh no, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. I was just saying, like I noticed it just after I did it. I really like the corner of this, but
Right on.
it needs to change because it needs to not run into her glove.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, her glove is a little bit above it, but it's so close that that wand they kind of mess with it a little bit. So basically, we're just trying not to make it mess with it.
All right. I have faith in you, man.
We'll go above the glove here. Try to keep that same basic shape.
Right on, right on. To my cat in my name. Not sick.
Gotta let it dry before another coat.
Right on.
And we'll bring it down here a little bit. A little bit.
What's up, bitches? Oh, falafel, you're so funny. Oh, coffee time. I will be back in 3 minutes. No. Here, I'll pull a little something. I'll be
Who?
back in 2 and 2.
You?
Yeah, I'm going to get some coffee, man. Coffee. Mm. No, beautiful.
Look out!
Move it, dog.
Boy. I guess you guys are the only two watching. Somebody is watching. I need a bigger brush. That's so. There we go. That's far. And what you didn't see was I put a little bit of water on the plate because
Oh, the nectar of the gods. Thank you. This show is not brought to you by coffee. Did I mention coffee? Ah, I'm all in my pajamas and shit. Nice and comfy. Drinking my coffee. Chilling with my friends. It just doesn't get any better than this.
Well, I hope it does.
And I owe it all to you guys, man. Because without you, none of this would be possible. So thanks. I'm Joe Kesley, and I approve this message. All right. Dennis will be back. His wife's home.
Usually it goes the other way around for me. Well, she's home. Well, actually, she knows I stream, so
Right on.
she did her best to get me back here in time to stream.
Very groovy.
Which we really are fond of going for long car rides.
Uh-huh.
We like exploring and going places together that normally
Don't get to go.
might not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eli's not so much on it because he wants to ride his bike as long as there's weight. He rode his bike till he flattened both of his tires.
Oh, shit.
Well, you got this thing. Some kid taught him to put a water bottle, jam it in the back tire right between the brake calipers.
Oh, to make it sound like a motorcycle or something.
Yeah. And oh boy, does he love that shit. That is he loves that.
Damn.
I'm trying to tell him you can put cards in your tires to kind of get that sound too, you know.
Right on.
I'm dad, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Right. Right on, right on.
I don't really know that I need to do that all the time with these
Right on.
because they're opens and they're made to stay moisture longer before they start solidifying. But
Whatever happened to Klaus?
what's that?
Oh, okay. The baseball cards. He said that's all they're good for these days, anyways.
Oh, putting them in the
And
tire.
spokes, yeah. Yeah, and it saves your tires.
Yeah, right. Well,
It's a new age. It's the age of plastics.
he's a special needs kid, and he don't care what you think.
Word. Clothes. Oh, clothespinning. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the clothespin. Actually, that's what we were talking about. Was we couldn't figure out. We're too old. We can't figure out how to do the clothespin and make it work right. Like, how do we do that? Back in the day.
Right. Those were the days. Laugh my ass off. Yeah. We yeah, Sue even has clothespins anymore.
What? Oh yeah. Well, they actually sell them all over the place at dollar stores around here for craft stuff.
Oh, craft shit. Yeah, but we
I
don't
mean,
use them as
they
clothespins.
sell regular clothespins around there too, but
Yeah.
it's you find them in dollar stores and
They're
stuff like
few and
that.
far between. Yeah. Yep.
Nobody needs much of them anymore.
Nope.
You might be able to use a like chip clip or something.
Wow. You know, clothespins make really good chip clips. But I doubt a chip clip would make a good clothespin.
It depends on the chip
What do
clip,
you
I
guys think?
guess.
Yeah, true.
I would say, but that would depend on the chip clip.
Right on. See, it would depend on the chip clip, but but yeah, the
Because
longer
there's so many different styles.
the clothespins will work on any chips except for Pringles.
Well, Pringles ain't the only ones that come in a can anymore.
Well,
Stack.
I used to come in a can, but that was long ago.
Yeah, Michael Jackson did too. Little ones. Little cans, mini cans.
Right. As many as you can.
Many as you can.
Yeah. Say that 5 times fast. No, you better not. La, 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 la. I need some more toys, man.
Apparently,
What do you, man?
toys of a can nature.
Yeah, yeah.
They're basically selling vibrating cock rings at Walmart now.
Oh, yeah, with the KY. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
like
perfect.
that's crazy. Sam will be rolling over in his grave.
She'll be like, I'm using one right now. Woo-hoo.
Well, he used the same truck as before he was even the owner of this big chain.
Wow. Can't that a snow in the house, niggas? What? Mm, mm, mm. Maybe not.
What's that?
Oh, nothing. I had my pimp gear on, man. Yeah, yeah. What's up? Bitch better have my money.
Mm.
Mm. All right. La, 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 la. Ow. Bow, bow, bow. Come on, man. Nah, you ain't gonna want to stay up there. Oh, fuck what? Yeah, what I thought.
I still haven't seen Sisu. Now I can rent it for $6.
Oh,
I've been
really?
planning. I've been planning on watching it, but I just don't get the time.
Looks like a good movie, man. I'd like to watch it.
It looks like a fun movie. Like it's nothing serious.
Yeah.
You
Not just
can't take
watch
it
it for
serious,
entertainment value, man.
right? It have to be pure entertainment value.
That's what I'm saying. Unlock your brain, let it just be
Well, that
entertainment.
was my intent. That's the whole reason that I want
Right.
to watch it like that is because
That's a good way to be.
I mean it's other bullshit. He's not going to stab somebody in the temple and it go all the way through with a fucking rainbow knife. He's
Hey,
not
man.
going to put his pickaxe through the bottom of a plane and hang on while the plane's flying.
It can happen.
But it sounds like it's a fun movie anyway.
Right on. Good action shit. Mm.
Right.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm waiting for? They need to come out with another real scary movie, not the fucking bullshit recycled crap that they fucking keep coming out with.
What I hear is if you probably would like
Mm.
um, is the Pope's Exorcist.
I heard that was good, but the
I heard
subject
that was
matter
really
kind of
good.
got me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, from my source, the person that told me it was good is not somebody that just likes everything that they fucking force feed us.
Right, right.
And he's like, it's been a long time since I could say a movie impressed me, and that was one.
Well, I'm
I don't
glad to hear it.
really go in for horror movies much anymore, so
Right. But the reason I haven't been is because there's nothing good, man. It's like I watch a brand new horror movie and not even a third of the way through the motherfucker. I know the plot, I know what's going on, I know who the killer is, I know
well,
what's gonna
especially
happen.
if the horror movies are really just basically slasher flicks. Because if they're just slasher flicks, it's just a slasher flick. There's
I've
nothing.
done with some psychological thrillers too. I fucking call it out and I be correct.
Well, yeah, psychological thriller though is not necessarily horror because it's a psychological thriller.
Well, usually it's a horror manner. The ones I watch anyway.
Yeah, see, I watch the other kind of thriller.
All right.
I'm much more into spy thriller or kind of mystery type things where you
Right
figure
on.
it out. I guess, it's a figure it out type of thing. It's still a
Yeah,
mystery.
yeah. True. True, true.
And I'm not invalidating it. Like I've written so much and I've learned a lot of tricks of writing. So it's hard for me to watch a movie and not know not only what's going to happen, but pretty much where it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I should have been a critic. That should have been my calling, dude. I think I have pretty good judgment.
Because no critics are all like, "Oh, you'd have a good time if you just shut off your brain."
Yeah, yeah. Be real. Instead of saying, I give this movie a 2 thumbs way up, and you go see it and it sucks donkey balls.
It really depends on what you're going to see it for.
Yeah.
Like what are you trying to get out of the movie or a movie, and
I
that's
just
going
want
to
to
make
be entertained.
yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like there's different forms of entertainment.
Right.
For instance, fantasy.
Right.
In fantasy, what you're expecting is a sense of wonder.
Yeah.
If you don't get a sense of wonder from fantasy, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're going to see. That's what
Right.
you're actually wanting is for a movie or something to make you go, "Oh, wow." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't do that, you're not going to be satisfied. You're not going to get what you want out of that movie.
Exactly.
If you watch a horror movie, now you would think that it's fear that you wanted to elicit, but a lot of people, they're not going to be afraid of, no matter what the movie is.
When I look at a horror movie, the one thing that I've been dying to see in a horror movie is one that makes me actually think. You know what I'm saying? Something that's like, whoa, that fucking blew my mind.
Now,
That
see what
shit,
you just said.
yeah,
That is what people want from mystery thrillers. They want stuff that make you think. They're not necessarily action, not necessarily fear, but yeah, something that makes you think.
mm-hmm.
And most movies that make you think
Yeah,
are considered boring because you have to think.
right. See, I'd rather think though than have the shit spoon fed to me, like I'm fucking ignorant and I got the brain of a fucking 10-year-old. You know?
Yeah, you mean like you're a kid,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is the audience that they're targeting, right?
Yeah. Which is stupid. It's stimulating my brain. I'm paying good money to keep y'all in business. You know what I'm saying?
I do. But we're also older, so we have a different view on it.
Yeah, I guess.
When you when you were younger, you could accept that kind of shit better.
Oh yeah, of course.
Go back and watch half the fucking horror movies and
Oh,
thriller
I
movies
know.
that
I
you watched
have.
when you were kids,
I have.
and you're like, really?
Yeah,
I what?
yeah. I don't know. Reanimator still fucks me up every time I watch it, dude. Still to this day. That
Now,
shit.
Reanimator is really kind of supposed to be a little bit comedy.
It's like Lovecraftian fucking
Well, yeah, because Lovecraft wrote the Reanimator.
comedy horror fucking yeah.
Lovecraft wrote the Reanimator, but Lovecraft wrote the Reanimator to make fun of Mary Shelley,
All right.
Frankenstein.
Yeah. Or that bitch at the end of the original Fright Night with that fucking smile, dude. Oh no. Fuck
Yeah, I
you.
didn't see the remake. Yeah, that's.
No,
But
I'm
if you
talking
go back
about
and
the
look at it,
original.
if you go back and look at it now, it'll be different. You
Well,
know what
yeah,
I
I
mean?
know.
Ah, damn it! I wiped it all off. I wasn't
How dare
intending to
you.
wipe it all off. I guess that brush is too big for that.
Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing.
So, what's your favorite movies that are not anime?
Non-anime movies.
Yeah, non-anime.
I like the first two John Wicks. I thought
That's
they were pretty
no, they
cool.
go up on your favorite list.
No.
That's
Dazed and
what I'm talking
Confused.
about. Your favorite list.
Dazed and Confused. Nice Dreams. Uh, Holy Grail.
That's 3 comedies in a row.
Yeah,
None of them make you think.
I know. But as far as horror movies, I like Serpent in the Rainbow.
It doesn't matter what kind of movies. It's like I'm asking you what your favorite movies are. The ones that, when you think back, like you watched more than 10 times, maybe more than 50 times.
all the Evil Dead movies, except for Army of Darkness. I didn't like that shit. It was stupid to me.
Oh, I liked it. It was funny, but I liked it
Toxic
because it was
Avenger.
funny.
Anything from Trumaville, dude. Fucking
What?
Nukem High. Fucking Toxic Avenger. Fucking. Yeah, man. Poultrygeist. Fucking.
Poultrygeist?
Yeah, it was about a bunch of. Yeah, exactly. It's Trumaville. What do you want?
I've I don't even really know. That's not.
You watched Toxic Avenger, dude. Back when we were
No,
in
but that's not what we're
Michigan.
talking about. You were talking about Poultrygeist, and I was like, yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, well, you know Tromaville's sense of humor, so you put two and
And
two
that's what I'm
together.
saying. Is like I don't know. I don't recognize that name.
Yeah, but you know it's shout out because it's Tromaville. And shout out things come from New Jersey.
Ah,
I'm from New Jersey. You're from New Jersey. You know,
mm-hmm.
we're not normal.
The Jets are from New Jersey.
I didn't say we were winners.
Bon Jovi's from New Jersey.
Like I said, I didn't say we were winners. No. Let me stop. I'm sorry, John. I was just playing.
What?
I was apologizing to Bon Jovi if I offended him.
And
Because it is the YouTube way. Yes, the YouTube way. Yes, the YouTube way. Sorry. Had a little episode there, but I'm all right now.
yeah, Bruce Springsteen.
Like I said, sorry, Bruce. Not a big fan.
Skid
You are
Row.
not my boss. Okay?
Skid Row.
They were all right for the time. I mean, I wouldn't listen to them now.
Working. It's too big, I think.
What's that?
So that ain't working. It's too big, I think. The brush.
Mom.
Trying to put some footprints in there, but
Man, you got this shit, man. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I think the thing is that with the footprints, they need to recede.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get smaller as they go back
Right on.
closer together.
My life in tatters. Shadow.
So that's it for favorite movies?
No, there's a bunch of them, but you know, my mind is like, can I rest now? Brain fart. You know what I'm saying? There's so many that I like. I can't really categorize a fucking favorite. Just movies
Oh,
I
I can.
really like. Well, my favorite movie, and you'll probably laugh at me, was Big Trouble in Little China.
Why would I laugh at you?
That is my top favorite movie. It's
That's,
got every fucking thing in it.
I mean, it's not my top favorite movie, but I like the movie.
Right.
Why would I laugh about that?
I don't know. A lot of people do. I like The Crow. I
A
think
lot of
they did
people
a
are
good
stupid.
job with that movie.
Yeah, I like The Crow too.
I liked Lost Boys.
Lost Boys, I got problems with.
Right on.
Mostly it's because the
It
plot.
was,
There's so
yeah.
many holes in that fucking plot.
Oh yeah.
It could be rewritten to be a lot better, but
Right.
some of that shit's stupid. I
But
mentioned that online because somebody was all talking about how Lost Boys revolutionized fucking vampire films and all this, or
Right.
vampire lore.
they just gave them a younger look, a more sexy appeal.
Did
You know,
you know
instead
that
of being
Dracula?
classy sexy, they were all bad boys.
Did you know that Dracula was the first sexy vampire? Matter of fact, the first sexy, intelligent vampire.
Yeah.
Because all vampire stories before that, there was one that was by Lord Byron, but he never finished it.
Nosferatu.
Um,
That motherfucker wasn't sexy.
yeah, well,
No.
that's a movie. That's not. I'm not. I'm talking about literature.
Oh, I know. I'm just
Like
saying.
before Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, vampires were dumb grave eating. You know, they just robbed graves for food. They weren't so sophisticated. They were feared because they were kind of bestial.
All right. Kind
So
of
it's
like the ones in 30 Days a Night.
um
More
yeah,
bestial.
except for they really were digging up graves and feeding on the graves. So
Oh, all right.
that's really weird.
Very good.
Mm.
I did like Blade because when it came out, it was like kind of groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying?
Blade?
Yes.
Yeah, well that's based on the comics. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. Like when I ask what your favorite movies are, I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to get a.
Oh, I know. I'm
I'm
just
trying to get what your opinion of what you think great movies are, especially when you make comments like, "I like movies that make you think." So,
right,
like,
right,
what movies make you think? What do you consider a great movie because it makes you think? You know,
right.
not
Second in the
not
Rainbow was a
being
good movie.
not being a jerk or anything, but
Oh, I know.
I'm just wondering what movies that are for you. Like, I like movies that when I finish watching them, they stick around in my brain.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't necessarily have to. They don't necessarily have to make me think or feel a certain way or whatever, but they
Right,
have to kind of reside for a little while.
right, right.
Like one of my favorite movies that I've watched probably 100 times is the 13th Fort.
All right.
I've
That was a
watched
pretty
the
good
movie.
movie. I liked it.
What's that?
I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but I did like that movie. That was
The
a good
13th
movie.
Warrior?
13th. Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking The Last
I was
Samurai.
gonna say Tom Cruise,
Yeah,
Indian 13th
Last Samurai.
Warrior, and Antonio Banderas.
Yeah,
But he's not my favorite character in the movie.
no.
My favorite
What's his name?
character is
On
Dennis
Box
Strohan,
or
the
whatever.
guy who plays Herder the Joyous.
Mm,
The one that's like, put down your hand, little brother.
yep.
But yeah, like I've seen that movie quite a few times.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. I told you I finally got to see Guar, right?
Yeah, you said that Guar was at the Mudvayne show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was all right, but I just fucking wish I could have seen it when fucking Odorous was there,
Yeah,
man.
I
Dave
just
Rocky was definitely.
I really don't want to see him without him. So, and it's not nothing against the other members of the band, but it's
Right
Dave
on.
Rocky's voice that made me want to.
Right, right. And he had that range and he had that personality
Yeah, he sounded
that
like a fucking Viking.
Balzac, I mean, not Balzac, fucking Beefcake just don't have, you know?
Right.
Well, it's ex Beefcake. He's now Blothar.
Yeah. We know who it is, though.
Yep. I mean, he doesn't do a bad job, but he sounds like bad cops. He doesn't, you know, his band was bad cops. I mean, they were all in it, but it wasn't like Guar. Guar. Fucking Dave Rocky was the shit, man. I would have liked to met that dude.
Have you ever seen The Raven
The Raven. Yes, I have.
with John Cusack.
Don Cusack. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yep, that was a good movie.
See, that one slipped right under my radar. Fucking
That's a good thinking movie too.
yeah, it is definitely. Mm.
Did you see what is it, The Lovely Blue Eyes?
When I was a
With
kid,
Christian
I
Bale?
loved the costumes. Yeah, man.
What's
What's that? Oh, Dennis was saying when he was a kid he loved the costumes. Guar. Guar. Now you said
Uh,
Kristen Bell.
yeah, I think it's The Lovely Blue Eyes. It's something like that. And it's basically similar. It's Edgar Allan Poe's in it too.
All right.
But he's a younger Edgar Allan Poe helping an inspector.
All right.
That supposedly inspires his stories. That's a work of fiction, but it's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty interesting twist.
Right. Well, speaking of him, what did you think of The Machinist?
I didn't watch it.
It's a pretty good movie. Fucking let's see what else. American Psycho, that was a great movie. I mean, it wasn't like great. It was great in a campy sort of kind of way. And it did make you think because at the end it's like, was it all in his head? Did this shit really happen?
I didn't watch that either.
Huh? Oh, you need to watch them. Damn it. That's your project for this week.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Damn.
In 2 days, I'm going to be doing a Jim Lee thing, so I've got to do some.
Research.
Well, I got to print out some stuff and got to find some references for what I actually want to do with it.
Word.
I intend fully to watch Sisu. That is on my list.
American Psycho.
I've been waiting for that movie. My birthday is coming up, and
All right.
Logan's talking about wanting me to go to the movies. He always is always for birthdays and shit. Always Logan's like either want to go to a movie or what kind of food you want, and like I can only eat so many kinds of food, so I'm like that's not a big thing for me at all.
Right on.
And I haven't been to a movie theater in a long time, and I haven't seen the movie that I really wanted to go see in the theater. And he's like, "Oh, I want to see Oppenheimer," and that's fine, but I'm really not interested. I know what I want to know about Oppenheimer, so all the rest of it's just fluff. I'm not really interested. Nothing that I've seen makes me interested, I guess I should say.
Right on.
The only thing that I've seen that's coming out this month that looks interesting to me is the Last Voyage of the Demeter.
All right.
That is the boat that Dracula came over on.
All right.
When all the people end up dead. So
yeah.
It's going to be a horror movie that you know how it turns out.
Right on. Hey, shit. Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, long time ago. That's like the precursor to Once Upon a Time in Mexico and how's the other one? Desperado.
Yeah, I like Tarantino's work. I just like his,
I'm lukewarm on him. I like Robert Rodriguez's work, and when they work together, obviously I like them.
Yeah.
I like them working together.
Definitely.
But Quentin Tarantino, I don't really have a whole lot of respect for the guy, and a lot of the movies I've seen are completely utter cheats and bullshit. Some of them have been all right, but some of them have been really garbage. Okay. I'll leave it at that so that, nobody gets offended by anything. But
Okay.
like, I haven't. The only movies that I really liked that I've seen that Tarantino did was stuff that he did with Robert Rodriguez or parts of stuff. I wasn't really a big fan of Pulp Fiction, and I wasn't really a big. I mean, it was all right, but it wasn't. That's one of those things I was saying. It's all right.
Mhm.
Jackie Brown, I think, is his best one by himself. But
Yeah, that was good. I
but
like
to
it.
be fair, it's Elmore Leonard, the guy who wrote Justified, wrote that as a book, called
All
it
right.
Rum Punch. So he's basically staying fairly
Mhm.
true to Elmore Leonard's stuff, which
Right.
is actually why I like it, because he did stay fairly true to it. Now, given your like of B movies and what you were just talking about, I can
Mhm.
completely understand why you would like Tarantino stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
He likes the whole bloody, kind of ridiculous bloody sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I really get that that's something that's on your radar and something that you like. The the movies that last for me, I guess they're a little bit more serious.
Uh,
Like I mean, like for instance, Platoon.
yeah, I like that.
I like Platoon just as much now
All right.
as I liked it originally.
Dennis says, well, boys have to hit it, but I'll catch the replay like always. Thanks for another great stream, Rich. And Schmo, son of Schmoden. Take it easy, Dennis. Glad you came aboard, man. Don't
Yeah,
forget to hit that thumbs up, dude.
definitely appreciate hanging out and you talking, somebody conversing,
Right on. Right
not
on.
just going to the chat and not saying anything. A little bit more red here.
Yeah, man. Take it easy, dude.
Should do some orange too.
Hmm.
Well, because I'm trying to blend into the orange.
Right on.
I want to match values up. And this orange isn't very dark, so
Right on. Uh-oh.
but it's so easy to go too light really quick too. So
Right on.
I want the orange and the pink to almost blend.
Right. Oh yeah, I'll try to get as many as possible. All right.
What?
Dennis said, "Oh yeah, I'll try to get as many as possible."
Mini what?
Well, I don't know.
I must have missed
Thumbs
a
up,
like.
likes. That's
Oh,
what I'm
well,
thinking.
much appreciated if so, and if not, much appreciated anyway, because
Yeah,
I'll
man.
figure out what you're saying eventually.
Either
Yeah,
way, you're
I'm not trying to
appreciated.
be ignorant. I'm just, my brain's somewhere else right now. So,
My brain's always somewhere else. That's how I stay sane. I'm sane, ain't I?
I should have seen this out way more before I started.
I thought I was sane. Oh. Uh-oh.
What?
I was just wondering what you were doing. That's all.
I'm painting.
No kitty, man. Damn, thank you for dropping that knowledge, man.
Hey, this
Let me
shit's
see.
free.
Aha,
I don't
good
even
thing
charge
is
for this.
right. Shit. All right, Dennis says, haha, good thing it was still on the TV.
What?
I meant to get to as many streams as possible. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, man.
Dude, much
Appreciate it.
appreciated. We
Appreciate it.
definitely could use more likes and more watch hours.
Yeah, yeah.
But could use more members too. I'm gonna get to the watch hours that I need before I get to the memberships.
All right, dude. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna take the dog out so she can do her thing, and I shall return. I shan't be long. No, shit. My legs.
Anyone else can talk. Let me know you're here. Rento. Can't pronounce it, but I'm getting to be quite fond of it. One of the places that acrylics differ so much from oils. You paint over the edge a little bit with acrylics. It's not a big deal. You just touch it up. You do that with oils, and you've covered it up. Not that you can't still move that paint around, but if you're a control freak and you want to keep the edges, this is transparent enough where you can brush across the edge and still see it. So as I'm getting away from the fire, I'm adding blue. Still a lot of white in here and a lot of red in here. And I'm keeping it as semi-transparent as I can. I want to tone it down just a little bit. Layers.
I'm back. Hi, everybody.
Glad you're back. I was flailing there.
Mm. I'm sorry, man. I got your back, man. Oh, phew. Florida's a sauna, man. Always muggy, muggy.
Right?
Shit. Go outside and the air's all thick and stale and fucking moist.
Right.
Like walking through a fucking wall of jello or some shit, man.
I remember that actually.
Yeah. We are the greenhouse of America. We're also America's penis, so you know. Check the map. Mm-mm-mm. Better, maybe.
More of a blend.
The more we blend,
More of a blend.
better. I'm digging the color scheme, man.
Liking it better?
Yeah, man.
Again, layers, right?
Right on,
It's
man.
not, this is still not done, but I wanted to get more done. I wanted to get it, looking better. This
Right
is
on.
all going to be on fire. So because it's all going to be on fire, it needs to glow,
Yeah, yeah. I can dig.
but it needs to mix its way on down. It doesn't, it's not like we can't just uh, kind of smack that color and
Smack it. Mm.
be. Uh, we can't have it all potent. If we have it all potent, there's the potents don't mean anything. It's all
Right
potent,
on.
you know. So we have to have stuff that's a little bit more and a little bit less here and there.
Right on. I can dig it. Yeah, because the firelight's gonna hit more your raised up parts of the snow.
Right.
Yeah,
That's it's kind of a little bit of what I'm doing right now is to give it some shape. The snow has some shape to it, but
right on. I
uh,
got you, man.
the further away from the firelight it is, the darker it should be.
Right.
Now I've got to be careful and let it dry because if not, I'm going to start picking up paint.
Word.
And I've covered everything on the bottom now, so I really can't touch anything for a little while.
Right on.
I can't do any more of the painting on her or her face until I guess I could turn it around. I'm not
Hey,
painting on it upside down.
dig, if you will, this picture alone in that world that's so cold. Oh, I don't know. I had to mix it up. Yeah. Don't want to get in trouble. But you get the gist.
No. think I am going to turn it around and do a little bit of painting on her face.
All right.
I'm really digging the fade that's going on in the background there, but
Right on.
I can't stress enough how that's created by layering. You know, I
Right.
mean, most everybody has seen what I've been doing, so they're no stranger to the fact that layering gets you there. But like I painted the footprints and then I painted over them with a thin glaze, not glaze, a thin wash.
Right. Yeah.
So glazes, why I keep saying glaze is glazes are thin also,
Right.
but glazes are usually darker. So if you're glazing something, it's a darker, like this, actually, this was a glaze. I did a darker value because it was coming away from the fire and I wanted to darken that pink up a little bit.
Right on.
And I'll do that a little bit more as I go. And there's going to be more purple in it for the same reason that I did a little bit of firelight in it. Because the ripples in the snow will cause shadows too.
Right on.
It's just getting the right value of that. Now, I think this part's dry. No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what I could do, some blue.
Bum, 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 bum.
The drying darker stuff messes with me a little bit because I'm trying to mix the right color.
Right on.
And the right color often looks really light when I put it on.
And then gets darker as it dries.
Well, yeah, I mean, it looks like this. It looks like a really light blue.
Right.
But it will darken. I just don't know how much it will darken until after it does. Like, I just don't, I used to paint with everything. I painted with oils, painted with acrylics. And some of that is kind of what my issue is
Mm-hmm.
I painted with so much different mediums, so many different mediums that I'm used to one medium for one thing and another for another. For instance, like with oils, I wouldn't be able to lean on this. It would be a long, long time before I'd be able to actually touch the canvas.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And that's why I have a maul stick. But
Excuse me.
when you mix a color, unless you're blending it on the canvas, which I only do that with the edges if I can get away with it.
Right.
I want to mix the color that belongs there first because the colors in oils tend to stay right when you mix them. You don't have to worry about having to come back into them.
Right.
If I paint a certain kind of light blue, it's going to be a certain kind of light blue. With acrylics, sometimes they'll paint a certain kind of light blue, and if the underneath is a different color, then when it dries, it'll dry a little bit darker, and sometimes you'll see that color through.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to plan for that. I mean, oils they're that way too because you can work transparently, but I generally don't. If I can help it, I like to have the colors go in and be there, and not have to adjust them too much. Eli's tearing into something.
Uh-oh. Are there any little Debbies in the house?
Oh, probably not.
Oh,
If there were, it'd probably be gone by now. No, he's a box. He's tearing into some kind of box.
all right. As she basks in the ashes of her enemies.
Right? Should
Yeah.
burn that damn place down.
Well,
Ooh,
don't piss off a woman like that.
down to the ground.
Yeah. Cause she'll break house, you know what I'm saying? The kind of woman you want to stay on her good side.
As well as the kind you want to hope has a good side.
She has a couple of little ones. Hey, what's up, Brett? Like, hey, just got home and finished dinner. My wife's about to hit the hay, so I can't play. Sorry, guys. Looking good, though, Rich. All right, man. At least come by and say, hey. Yeah, man. Bam, bam, bam. It's a game of concentration.
Well, that almost looks white.
Yeah,
It will calm down. I actually thinned it, so
right.
it should calm down quite a bit.
Have a good night, Brett.
Yeah, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, man.
I don't think we're going to be at it for all that long tonight anyway. I'm just like, all this has got to dry, and because of the amount of water I put on it, I don't know how long that's going to take.
Right on.
But I've been kind of neglecting the background to bring her out.
Right on, right on. It looks really good, man. I know you're not done with it, but so far so good, man.
Well, thanks. I know that you know I'm not done with it, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's different when you're saying it looks really good because I know that you know.
Right on.
But when somebody else does, I don't know how long they've been watching, and
Right, right.
I don't want to give the impression that it's going to be done right off. Like that. No,
Yeah, yeah.
no, it's not gonna.
Yep. You will see. You shall see. Man, I've been doing a lot of thinking about the fucking animated Hobbit series since we were talking about it.
Yeah, the 1977.
Yeah, man. That was the shit, dude. And it's still the shit.
Yep, I still quite enjoy it too.
I used to have all of them on fucking DVD, but Got left in the move, man.
Like when I was asking you what your favorite movies are.
Well, those would be up at the top of the
When I
list.
say anime, like I didn't want to go. I know you like a lot of anime, so I was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about movies, but
Right, all right.
that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you can't have favorites in the
Animation realm.
yeah, and it doesn't mean that you can't have favorite anime movies either, but
Right, right, right.
I just like I wanted to see specifically
Right on.
if there was some things there.
I like the Black Swan. Fucking Amadeus. That was a good movie. Let me see.
I didn't watch Black Swan. I
That was
really
pretty good.
I really loved Immortal Beloved.
All right.
That's Gary Oldman playing Beethoven,
Okay.
and at the beginning, basically he died, and his secretary. He spends the whole movie looking for who he left his inheritance to, because he
All
only
right.
left his inheritance to his immortal beloved,
All right.
and nobody thinks that he had actually loved any woman or any person.
Right.
So he basically the secretary goes to these people and learns the story that he didn't know of Beethoven because Beethoven was thought cruel,
Mm.
but he was deaf. So
Right.
yeah, but he tried to hide the fact that he was deaf, you know.
Oh, all right.
So that came off uh, in a way
As
that
all right.
wasn't necessarily good for him to try to do that. But
Right. Oh, I can see it. I can imagine loud speech and you know.
well, he didn't like nothing really indicates that his speech told anybody that he was deaf. So
Oh
he
no, but it would
really
make wouldn't it make them think that he was rude or something because he was always boisterous?
uh I'm guessing you haven't seen that movie.
No, I haven't. I'm just
So
taking
Gary
a guess.
Oldman's an excellent actor anyway.
Okay.
The guy that played Dracula,
Yeah,
played
yeah.
so that role, it's a really great role. Uh, if you haven't seen it, you should. It's a really good movie. But
What?
it reveals stuff that you never knew, and it has that mystery element to it while you're watching the movie. So you get a little bit of surprise and a little bit of twist, and it's a thinking person's movie.
Very cool.
But it's kind of straightforward in what it is.
Right. You know, I would have to add Nightmare Before Christmas to that list. Just because the way it was done, it's just um not that it was an amazing movie, just the way it was done and all the fucking it was a good product for all the time they put into that movie. I got much respect.
I liked Nine as far as animated movies
Yeah,
like
that
that
was a
go.
very good movie. Yes, sir. I used to own it. I watched that thing so much.
Yeah, I went with it a couple of times.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like Solomon Kane.
I saw that with you.
The only thing I don't like about it is he said the same line twice, and if he'd have just left it at once, it would have been much more potent of a line.
Right on.
The price I'm willing to pay,
Yeah.
and that was a great line. Either place that it was put, but it was put in two different places that it sounded repetitious when the second time happened. It
Right.
kind of diffused it.
Rehearsed. Yeah.
It sucks because that, like I said, it was a great line. But other than that, I really like that movie.
All right. Oh, Pan's Labyrinth. What did you think about that, or have you seen it?
I've seen it. It's all right. I didn't think it was as great as everybody else made it out to be.
All right.
But on the other hand, I liked Crimson Peak, and a lot of people didn't. So
Right on.
it's the same director, but Crimson Peak appealed to me better.
Right on. What did you think of Big Fish? Or have you seen it?
I've seen it.
I love
It's
the
not
hell out
bad.
of that
It's
movie,
not
dude.
bad. Amanda loves that movie.
Yeah. It just kind of, I don't know. There's a sense of wonder about that movie, you know.
There is because it is
You get
fantasy,
into the storytelling.
but it's mythology. So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, when you're watching it, it's not real at a certain point.
Right, right,
Not supposed to be real at a certain point.
right. Exaggerated stories.
Right. As long as you know that, then that's that
Right.
whole suspend your disbelief thing. If you know
Yeah.
you're supposed to suspend your disbelief ahead of time, it
Right.
doesn't feel like it's cheating for you to have to suspend your disbelief.
Because when you
If you
see
think it's a
everybody,
true story,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden that kind of shit's happening, then you're like, yeah,
yeah.
that's not a true story.
But when you see the people that he was referring to, you know, it clicked. You know, it was like, oh, okay, that's where that came. Okay, yeah, you know, it was just pretty cool, man. I felt like a kid watching that movie.
I was talking to Brett, like me and Kate share uh, a movie that we watch quite often together, or we have watched quite often together, and that's House of Flying Daggers.
But yeah, great movie. I liked it.
And yeah, me and Kate have watched it plenty of times. Even Amanda likes it, and she's not a really big martial art flick movie person.
Right,
And I wouldn't calling it a martial art flick is doing it an injustice because there's so much more to it.
right, yeah,
But the director, the cinematography, the backgrounds, they're brilliant. That's the same reason that I love Children of Men.
right,
The
right,
background, the stuff going on behind the characters, stuff going on that you kind of have to accept, like uh, the graffiti and the gangs and the way they treat foreigners and all that stuff. It's it's not admirable, but it's believable. It's true, So it's
right
like
on.
in a future where nothing's going right, definitely can see something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But House of Flying Daggers, like it's brilliant. Another one, actually, he's got. You've seen House of Flying Daggers, right?
Yes. Yep.
So when you watch it, it changes. The background changes seasons as the story progresses.
Oh yeah, yeah.
A lot of people don't even notice, but that is on purpose. Like its intent is to set your mood. Like it's a colder mood in
Right,
winter, and it's
right.
it the sadness or whatever. But he also did a movie called Shadow, which is
Okay.
on Netflix, and it's basically the opposite. There's a lack of color. It's not quite completely black and white,
Right.
but it's really close. It's like dark grays, muddy colors.
What did you think of Sim City, the first one?
Uh, I really like Sin City. I
How
also
did you?
it's Robert Rodriguez, and that's what we were talking about. Like
Right, right, yeah.
I do like Robert Rodriguez's stuff quite a bit. Um, he also was staying true to Frank Miller's stuff,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and I've got the entire series of Sin City, so
Right.
I appreciated it that much more because I could look at the series and go, "Yep, that's where they pulled it from."
Right, right. All right.
There's stuff that's missing in the movie that's in the the magazines.
Right, right.
You find it in the graphic
Graphic
novel.
novels. Yeah.
Um, but that stuff, I think some of it made it into the second movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that was pretty good too. I mean, it
Oh
wasn't
yeah, yeah.
it wasn't as good as the first one, but
Right. The first one just kind of had me in awe. I was like, wow, it's like
yeah, I mean, it was made to be a living comic book, and it was a
Yeah.
living comic book. Robert Rodriguez succeeded 100%.
Yeah, he did a very good job.
Scenes that were dead out of the comic book, like the him dragging that guy when he's got the car, he's dragging that guy by the face.
Yeah, yep.
That's right in the comic book, and his legs are all flapping up above it.
Yeah.
In reality, that wouldn't happen,
Right.
but that was purely staying faithful to the comic book, and I think that was pretty friggin' cool because he stayed faithful to Frank Miller's.
Yeah.
Because Frank Miller, basically, as far as comic books go, he's not a great artist. He's never been intended to be a great artist, but he's a great storyteller with it.
Excuse me.
So when you're watching or you're reading Sin City as a comic book, it basically could be uh, names are eluding me today. Storyboards.
Right.
Because that's pretty much the way storyboards work. The only difference really in that and storyboards are that storyboards they have blue arrows or red arrows and green arrows, or red arrows and blue arrows. And the arrows mean
the motion of the story, right?
Some of them mean the camera pans in.
Yeah.
So like a certain color arrow pointing towards a scene, means it starts here and then it pans in.
Right.
For that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then certain ones will show that there is a motion going to happen in that scene. Like the characters will move or the camera will move.
Right,
and
right.
Those arrows are what's different. But Frank Miller managed to achieve that for you to actually see that kind of stuff without actually doing all that. So it's pretty interesting. Like I really liked the graphic novel. I liked the movie. There are certain movies that I like, and I guess some of those are on my list of favorites, like The Bourne Identity.
All right.
Some people may not like The Bourne Identity. I like both the book and the movie, and they're different.
Right.
And I like the original movie, which most people have never seen. Because the original movie was Richard Chamberlain. It was Richard Chamberlain and Jacqueline Smith from Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels. Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty good because it actually stayed really faithful to the book. The Born Identity movies that made the theater, because the other one was made for TV, they were not faithful to the book, but they were just as good because they were updated to modern. They basically made him into an American James Bond. So it was
Okay.
a modern, more realistic type of James Bond. Uh, like in the first movie, he's talking about he can run for so long and he knows where to find a gun and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
That's more of a modern take on it. In the book, his mission is not to kill the black guy. I can't remember his name. Mambosa? I want to say it was Mambosa or whatever in the movie. That wasn't his mission at all. His mission was it's like it was like 4 or 5 onion layers of story in the book because Robert Ludlum plots very, very well. So in the book, he's not trying to get Mambosa, and he's not, it's not Mambosa and Treadstone. It's Treadstone is an offshoot of something called Medusa.
Right.
And he was, in the book, he was in Vietnam. And he came out of Vietnam. He had a Vietnamese wife and they murdered her. And that's when he signed up for that program, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which none of that's in the movie.
Right.
But his job was to fake assassinations to draw out the jackal because nobody could find the jackal.
Right on.
And that's who shot him in the head. That's who shot him in the head in the book and ended up in the drink. It wasn't Mambosa or whatever.
Right.
He was aboard that boat, and the jackal had stolen the jackal's clientele, and that's how he drew the jackal out. But he drew the jackal out, and the jackal was there aboard the boat and shot him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a major difference in plot because in the movie he's not trying to draw out the jackal.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he draws out the jackal. The girl that he ends up grabbing and running away with in the movie, in the book, she's a Canadian state accountant.
Okay.
And when they find out that Treadstone or whatever is coming after them, it's her that makes them escape because she finds a way to blackmail them for the money. Finds a way to twist the money on them. But he ends up marrying her. She don't die. She's in 3 different books.
Right.
The second book, he goes to Japan. And that's not in the second movie. In the third book, the jackal comes after him. So he finds out who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's him and his wife and his kid. So there's a very big difference. I'm gonna call it. It's 10:30. So, and I got nothing I can do until it dries. So.
Well, hey, you made progress. They're looking good, man.
And this is probably a good place to get a shot. Like, I don't know where it's going to take a shot, but I like the bottom is more likable now. It's not just plain.
Right on.
This is blended really well now. It's not just plain.
Uh-huh.
It's going to make the highlights when I get into her and do the highlights and the rim lighting and stuff. That's going to pop that much more.
Right on.
So the next stage is I've got to work on the fire, and then I've got to work on the blue parts of her. Then I've got to do the overall. The highlights, this is a lot of it's waiting for the highlights. So
Right.
it's all about layers. I got to go back into the sky yet, too. So, all right. So I guess people are leaving because we're saying that we're ending it, but we're ending it.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. Hit that
Thank
like.
you for stopping out.
Subscribe if you haven't. We
Bring a
appreciate you.
friend.
God bless.
Next time, hang out and speak.
Friends, family, everybody's welcome.
Good night. God bless.
Good
Love you
night.
all.
God bless. Love, peace, chicken grease. Bye.